Hello there, Libras. Welcome to your weekly tarot reading. So this is going to run roughly from October 8th to the 14th. Once again, I want to wish you all a very, very happy birthday for those who are celebrating this week in particular. So the first message that I felt when I was shuffling out this card was this sense here about I don't need to explain myself to anyone. And I feel like this might be the body that the energy that you embody coming into this week. I don't have to explain myself to anyone. And I don't need to prove myself to anyone. And I feel like it might be one of the things that you kind of tell yourself in order to avoid conflict. Okay? And I feel like, in your mind, it makes perfect sense. It's rational. Why get involved in a conflictual situation when people don't know what they're talking about? And then, it goes round and round and round in circles, and I don't, it wastes time. So why get involved in it? And I also feel like it makes perfect sense to you, but it's also one of the default things that you think about to avoid getting into conflict in general, being pulled into conflict against your will. Because as is the nature of the Libran, the balancing scales, you like to see both sides of the story. And oftentimes, you see both sides of the story, and you're very good at playing devil's advocate. But when people's energy are combative and almost like unreasonable and especially emotionally irrational, you don't want to entertain those types of conversations. So I feel like, that's kind of like your mantra coming through for this week. I do feel, though, there can be pitfalls to that, because there are instances where if someone is asking you, please explain yourself, why aren't you doing this and why are you doing that? What is your rationale for doing what you're doing? I feel like they're trying to understand you, and I feel almost like you take the stance, and stubbornly so, of I don't need to explain myself to anybody. And I feel like that deprives them of the opportunity to really understand where you're coming from. So I see an element of that coming through in your love life, where you might have left somebody behind. There might have been a separation from somebody. And I feel like for some of you, it could be like a divorce, a separation, a breakup, or like somebody distancing themselves from you because they feel like you're not responsive to their emotional needs. Okay, you're not responsive to their emotional needs. And I feel almost like they feel kind of left out. They feel like you're not, when they're asking you a question, they want to know your rationale. And it seems like you're turning your back and you're not really responding to whatever it is that they're inquiring about. And then over time, they just feel like very ignored and neglected. Okay? For some of you, this could be an ex. For others of you, it's somebody that I'm feeling who is in your environment, who has a lot of love and affection for you, and they're trying to get to know you, but it seems like you're, beating to the, you are heeding your own calling, you're doing your own thing, and you don't really notice, I want to say the pain that you might have caused inadvertently, because I feel like your back is turned, okay? So this is the person that you're dealing with here. We have here the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is someone who is quite stubborn. Somebody who is kind of like mulling over situations and trying to make sense of things. And somebody who could be grieving, somebody who has a lot of love for you. But I feel like you're off doing your own thing. You're off with taking care of security-oriented things. Focusing on your work, focusing on your career, focusing possibly even on new financial ventures. And I feel almost like this person, you think they're kind of emotionally irrational. You feel like they're too much in their emotions, and they live in the past, and they can't really get a grip and, take care of practical responsibilities. And as a result of it, it just, you don't want to have these conversations over and over again. It doesn't solve anything. and then it just keeps you very stuck. So I feel like you have freed yourself from this person, mainly because it was a heavy emotional experience and you don't really want to live in that space. You want a little bit more of a lighthearted energy, but more than anything, you want something new, and you want to kind of have a little bit more of a carefree, but also taking care of, your own responsibilities, okay? I feel like there is a little bit of a victim mentality with this Four of Cups, where it's somebody who's like, constantly playing the damsel in distress. They don't even need to be female. Okay? When I say damsel in distress, it's usually the energy of someone who can't really make things happen in their own lives, and they wait around for other people to rescue them. They're mired in this space of self-pity, and they can't really see outside of themselves, and also understand that they can't see outside of themselves to know that other people have other things that they need to take care of. So I feel like somebody's making really heavy emotional demands on you, and you're not having it. So I see another person that is also in the picture, and I feel like you might be juggling, weighing out the options. Do I break up with this relationship partner and then move on to this next person? Do I have them both, incorporate them both into my relationship sector? Or what do I do? So I feel like you're entertaining, even juggling two people here. We have the Two of Pentacles, okay? Two solid options that are on the table for you. And the thing I'm really drawn to is the snakes, the two snakes, because that indicates to me temptation, but also some type of a slippery situation where it's not 100% honorable, it's not 100% stable, so it's like slippery. Something is slippery, something is slick, or somebody's being slick and slippery. So just something to keep an eye out for. The other person that's coming into the picture, I feel like they're right up your alley. We have here the Queen of Wands. This is a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. This is a person that's very, very attractive. They can be very popular. Their energy is a little bit more like carefree and proactive. They're not like this person. So I see you like dealing with two people that are, in opposition to one another. One is a heavy emotional experience. One is fun and flirtatious. And it doesn't, this person's quite independent. They don't require a lot of demands from you. They don't make give you like ultimatums. They don't use their feelings they don't use your feelings against you. And they're just, off doing their own thing, very independent, really strong attraction, very, very strong attraction. This is a very provocative person. There's something about the way they dress, not that they dress well or they don't or whatever, but they know how to emphasize their attributes. So for example, if you're dealing with a woman who's voluptuous, she will wear, clothes that reveals her shape. So it's somebody who they know. So for example, if they have like really beautiful hair, they will emphasize their hair. They will curl their hair, do their hair. If they have really, really beautiful eyes, they tend to accentuate the eyes. So it's somebody that knows how they look to other people. They own the space. They're very confident, and they don't, get mired in this self-pity mode, okay? It's linked up here with the Ace of Cups. It's a really beautiful card. And I feel like you have feelings for another person, and it's very real. So even if you're not juggling, there is a fire sign here, or somebody that embodies this energy, goal-oriented, gets things started, doesn't take things too seriously, even though they are very dependable, very caring, nurturing. They have a lot of love to give, and they are a lover of animals and small children. Sorry, children and small animals or big animals, whatever. They like to, they don't keep scores, and they love with their whole heart. They don't love with strings attached. And I feel like you might have been with somebody that loves with strings attached. And so there's great chemistry here. This has the potential to spring into a new love that can be very, very good for you. I see you headed in this direction. This is the direction of the past. Calling on to the past, trying to fix the past, trying to communicate with the past as well. And so you have a lot of things that are in store for you. So don't get stuck in the past. Allow new energies to come into the picture and pursue the new. Okay, so the shorthand version should be out with the old, in with the new, because you have somebody that has a lot of love and affection for you. The other areas in your life that I'm picking up here is, once again, this element of, I know what I'm about. I'm on this horse. I'm at the peak of my career. I have people that trust me. I'm competent and capable. I know what I'm doing. And I have the degrees, the education, the expertise, and also the past experience to back that up. And so I don't need to get into petty arguments with other people. Okay, this is sort of like a competition amongst people. So I feel almost like, if for those of you who are, thinking about applying for a promotion or applying for even a job, I feel like you're really going to stand out. You're going to stand out against your competitors. I feel like you're going to be the people that, they call in and interview first and then give you the job offer. And after that, that's when they turn to, all the other people at the bottom of the totem pole. But I feel like there are things here that indicates that you know this. And so you're not entertaining the conflict. You're not entertaining the fights. You're going to let people talk and kind of reveal themselves. And you're going to hold back. And you feel like, this is beneath me. Not in the spirit of arrogance, but more like, I'm over it. I'm too old for this, or I've already outgrown that. I'm no longer, going to get bogged down with that type of low vibrational energy. I also feel like, being careful with your financial earnings. So making sure that you set money aside for a rainy day, making sure that you, I see some of you planning possibly for travel as well, traveling to see another person, even traveling for, to reconnect with old friends, to see family members, especially like dads who might be in the hospital, who might be ailing. So I'm seeing that element here. And I also feel like you're dealing with a lot of family stuff as well. So the advice for you is, try to save up money, try not to get involved in petty arguments. And I don't see that bogging you down, because I feel like you're dealing with some serious adult stuff that I feel that you don't really have time for the pettiness. I see some of you as well trying to educate or trying to train other people that might be significantly younger than you. And I feel like things are not off on the right foot. Okay, so there's something here about, we're off to a wrong start, or, things, I know I should have done it better or differently, and trying to go back and revisit a situation to try to fix it. And then I'm also seeing as well, be very, very careful about injury. So for those who are exercising, who are exerting a lot of energy, who are moving around constantly, take better care of yourself, take better care of your health, and also take better care of your financial situation, okay? I'm going to leave it at that for you, Libras. I hope you enjoy your birthday time, and I'll talk to you guys next week, okay? Take care.